Hi everyone, it's ASKA here. In this video, I'll introduce 5 pro tips that will definitely work for those who can't do magnetic gel well. If you've tried magnetic nails, which sparkle and shine beautifully, but they don't sparkle, or you don't know how to move the magnet, please try the method introduced in this video. The video explains in an easy-to-understand way for beginners the points to keep in mind before applying the magnetic gel, the angle and distance at which to apply the magnet, and so on. If you watch this video to the end, and apply exactly the same way, you will end up with magnetic nails that you will be fascinated by. So please watch until the end. Okay, let's get started. First of all, there is one point before you start applying magnetic gel. That is to mix the magnetic gel well. If you don't use magnetic gel for a while, the glittery particles in the gel will sink to the bottom. If you apply the gel without mixing it first, the glittering particles will be reduced and the original brilliance will be lost. To prevent this, you need to stir before you start applying it. If the gel is in a container, stir slowly with a toothpick to avoid getting any air bubbles in. If the gel is in a bottle, stir by rolling it slowly in the palm of your hand. This completes the preparation before you start applying it. Now, let's start applying the magnetic gel. The key here is to apply a thin coat first, and then harden it with a light without using a magnet. The first coat is only to make the magnetic gel color stand out. So apply less than the amount of color gel you would normally apply at one time. After applying the first layer, harden it by exposing it to a light without using a magnet. Next, apply a second coat. The key to the second coat is to apply more gel than usual. You will be applying a magnet to the second coat to make it sparkle. So apply more gel than you would normally use. Once you have applied more gel to the whole surface, it's time to apply the magnet. Once the magnetic gel is exposed to light, the glitter particles will harden and will never move again. So be sure to apply a magnet to it before exposing it to light to make it sparkle. The way to apply the magnet depends on the shape of the magnet. This time, we will introduce how to apply it using 2 types of magnets: square magnets and round magnets, which are commonly used. You can also create various patterns by changing the way you apply the magnet. But this time, we will introduce the most basic design: how to make the entire nail sparkle. If you want to know how to create more patterns, check out this video. Okay, let's start by looking at how to do it using a square magnet. Regardless of which magnet you use, the most important point for successful magnetic nails is the angle and distance at which you apply the magnet. It's so important that it's safe to say that most people stumble here. First, remember that when using a square magnet, This kind of magnetic force is at work. Think of this magnetic force as coming out like a beam from the side of the magnet. Use this beam coming out from the side to move the magnetic gel particles. First, place the magnet at an angle horizontally against the nail. The distance is also important. While keeping the magnet horizontal to the nail, slowly bring it closer from about 5 centimeters away from the nail. As you slowly bring it closer, there is a place where the particles of the magnetic gel move when it reaches a certain position. When it reaches that moving point, stop the magnet. Next, while keeping the magnet horizontal in this position, try moving it up and down a little. While moving it up and down, find the point where the sparkle shines the most and stop the magnet there. When it sparkles, quickly move the magnet away. This part is now sparkling. Next, apply the magnet in the same way from the left side. Slowly bring it closer. Stop it when it moves. Move it up and down a little to find the sparkling point. Move it away quickly. And then from the top. And finally from the bottom. This makes the whole nail sparkle. Now let's look at how to do it using a round magnet. Remember that with a round magnet, the magnetic force is like this. Unlike a square magnet, think of a round magnet as having a beam coming out of the tip. Use the beam coming out of the tip to move the sparkling particles of the magnetic gel. For round magnets, apply the magnet to the nail from the side. Slowly bring this magnet closer from the side and stop it once the magnetic gel starts to move. Just like with the square magnet, move it up and down to find the sparkling point. When it stops at the brightest point, quickly release the magnet. Next, apply it to the left in the same way. Then from the bottom, and top in the same way to make the whole nail sparkle. Regardless of the magnet, the angle and distance at which you apply the magnet are very important. This will change depending on which manufacturer's magnetic gel you use and how strong the magnetic force is. Therefore, it is important to apply the magnet in the way I introduced earlier, and find the point where the magnetic gel moves. Once you know that point, you can make the magnetic gel shine to the maximum. If you are a beginner, you may not be able to do it well at first. And if you keep applying the magnet over and over, you may find that all the glitter has disappeared before you know it. If this happens, no matter how well you maintain the angle and distance, the glitter will not come back. This is because the magnet is applied too much and the glitter particles have sunk to the bottom of the gel. But don't worry! In this case, the glitter will come back by stroking the surface with a brush. Even if you fail to apply the magnet properly, you can try again as many times as you like, so don't worry! And after you make the glitter with the magnet, there's one last point. That is, once you have made the glitter with the magnet, immediately harden it with a light. Depending on the type of magnetic gel, the glitter may slowly fade after you apply the magnet and remove it from your nail. This is because the second coat of gel has created extra space for the glitter particles to move. Even if you manage to align them perfectly with the magnet, they start moving the moment you release the magnet. So after you remove the magnet, put it in the light immediately to harden it. This will result in sparkling magnetic nails. How did you think of the 5 tips for magnetic nails? This time, we introduced the basic method for beginners. The trick to making good magnetic nails is the angle and distance at which you apply the magnet. You can try again as many times as you like, so please try this method. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful to you, please hit the like button. And if you like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.